You want to get the best grades, you want to have absolutely no stress and get into university. You want to open up your A-level results or whatever results they may be and see that you've smashed it. So what's holding you back? You're overwhelmed, right? You're overwhelmed by the sheer amount of content within your subjects. You have so many things to study and it feels quite daunting. The benefits of simplifying your study load will help you so much. You'll feel less stressed and you'll actually be able to enjoy your life because you won't be thinking about studying 24/7. You'll have more time and this is key. What's going on? I'm Sid and I'm a second year medical student. 5 years ago when I sat my A-levels and I got CDD in maths, biology, and chemistry. And I know I did shit. One of the reasons I did so poorly was because I just felt overwhelmed. You know, in GCSEs, the content is so easy and manageable, but once you get into A-levels, it's like a whole new league. There's so much content and information, and I just didn't know where to start. I felt so overwhelmed by just like the amount I had to learn. But I did find a way, and I resat my A-levels, and I ended up getting AAB. I got into university, I graduated with a degree in neuroscience from Nottingham, and now I'm studying medicine. And I honestly think with the advice I'm going to share with you, you can do the same. You can go to your dream university, whether you want to study medicine, dentistry, or biomed like Birmingham or something. You can also do this. So let's get into it. Now I'm going to give you my 3-step framework on how I do this. So first we need to figure out how much time do you have? How much time do you have from now until your exams? That's the most important thing and that's where I started. So let's go through an example together. So let's say today you're studying A-level chemistry and your exam is coming up in 8 months, right? Which is about 240 days. What I want to highlight is, I know that seems really far away, 8 months, like in your head, you're like, oh my God, like I've got so much time. But I'm telling you from my own experience, that is not a lot of time. You know, time is literally an illusion. It doesn't exist. And so if you think that that's a lot of time, trust me when I say this, it is not a lot of time. So that's why it's so important for you to get started studying today, because don't be like me. Like I left it till last minute and I ended up failing and I didn't get into university because of that. So the next step in the framework is breaking it down. What can we do with that number? So we know the exam's in 8 months, which is 240 days. What can we do with knowing, you know, it's 240 days away? So now that you know the exam is 240 days away, you need to figure out how much content you need to cover on a weekly basis and on a daily basis to meet that requirement. So this is what I do. So if we say that the exam is 240 days and we take away about 2 to 3 weeks before the exam to go over every single thing again, especially things that we don't understand and our weak points. So if we do 240 minus like 30 days, that gives us about 210 days. So from now and until 210 days later, we want to be in a position where we've covered every single thing there is on a topic or the subject that we're about to study. I really recommend you do this at the start of the year. Do these calculations at the start of the year so you know how much revision you're supposed to be doing every day and every week, and you can scale this up to tick off boxes like by this month I need to cover like these 10 or 15 topics. So it just makes it a lot easier down the line for you. After figuring out how many days away the exam is, you need to next find the syllabus. Find the syllabus for your subject. So if you're doing AQA A-level chemistry, go on the AQA website and find out the syllabus. Now the syllabus is essentially like a checklist. It's a checklist of all the things you need to know for the exam. Each syllabus varies. Sometimes there's 50, 60, 100 points on there. So let's just say for this subject there's 100 syllabus points. So the goal is to cover 100 points, right, of the syllabus within 210 days. And remember, we gave ourselves those 30 days, right? Those 30 days leading up to the exam is just to go over every single thing again. So what we want to do is divide 210 by 100, and that will give you 2.1, which we can round down to 2, So what is 2? 2 is the number of points you need to cover every single day leading up to that exam. Now, of course, at the moment, that seems like a lot, but this is just all hypothetical. So your syllabus might be 50 points, 40 points. I mean, however many points it is, figure that out and calculate how many points you need to do per day. And that's the last step in the framework, is to figure out how many points you need to do per day and how many, does that translate to in a week. So if we're doing 2 points a day, that's about 14 points a week we want to get through. That's it. Now you have a direction. Now you know each and every day you're going to go over 2 points. And remember, like during exam seasons, you will have more time, right? This is just to give you an idea now, so you don't feel so, last minute and you're cramming for your exams like 2 weeks before or something like that. So let's say you can't do 2 points a day. Let's say that's so much, right? What happens if you miss a day? What happens if you don't feel like studying, or, a family emergency comes up, or it's Christmas or something like that? What do you do? Long story short, that's not a problem. At the end of the day, we're humans and we can't be perfect, especially like the things that we can't control, right? We can only try and do our best when it comes to these things. So what I would do is, let's say I had 2 points to cover every day, like leading up to like my final med school exams or something. And I know I need to do 2. If I miss 2, like I'm going to be a bit behind. If one day, like I went out the whole day with my friends or something and I was busy, doing whatever, and I missed out those 2 points, I will literally just come back tomorrow and do the 2. Like it's not a big problem at this stage, right? Because when you get into exam season, that's when you can really focus and spend like 8-9 hours a day, because at the end of the day, that's what you're going to be doing in exam season. Now this is just like beforehand, when you're not even in exam season, because the whole point of this is to make your life way easier when it actually comes to revising for your exams. I hope that makes sense. So if there's one piece of advice I would give you, it's be good, don't be perfect, right? Just try your best and don't like kill yourself over, oh my god, like I was literally supposed to do this much and this much, but I didn't get it done. That's just going to create more stress. And I like to tell myself, be good. If I can do 1 or 2, that's fine. If I can't because I'm busy or I'm doing other things, that's also not a problem. I'll literally come back tomorrow and do that. Believe me when I say, following this framework, when you feel overwhelmed by the amount of things you need to study, I guarantee you this will help you, because it helped me. I went from CDD to AAB to studying, to earning a degree in neuroscience to now studying medicine. Like this literally works. Now the whole point of this is when you go out to Nando's with your mates, you won't feel guilty. You won't feel guilty thinking, oh, I need to be at home studying, because you've broken it down. As long as you hit your 1 point or 2 points a day, sometimes it's even like half a point. Like I said, depending on your syllabus. If you hit those, like you're fine. You can do whatever you want with the rest of the day. That's the whole point with this. And like I said, do this at the start of the year, because this is what I do. And this is what I did, like, even for first year of medicine, where I literally went through all my subjects, found out when my exams were, I calculated how much content I needed to cover on a weekly basis for all of my different modules. And, that's where I got started, because the worst thing is, when it's like an exam season and stuff, and you're like, shit, like I've got 100 points to get through. How am I going to get through this? I'm going to fail my exams, blah, blah, blah. This is just to give you a head start, because 99% of people don't do this. So remember the 3-step framework and do it at the start of the academic year. Calculate, break down, and implement. That's it. And if you're someone who's faced this problem before and you have any advice, put it down in the comments, because, another viewer might be watching this video and it might help them. If you found this video helpful, do subscribe, because I'll be making more content related to like academics and, how to study and do well in exams, because I wasn't the brightest kid and now I'm studying medicine. So it really is possible. Like you can literally change your life around, and that's literally what I did. So do subscribe, because you will benefit from the videos, and it will just help getting the message out there to people who really need to see these videos. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.